It's now my pleasure to tell you all about Dawn Bartsch. Because back in 1932, as a very young child in BC's Okanagan Valley, Dawn Bartsch set the stage for her future passion as she said her first word. Now, according to her mother, it was fly. In 1950, at age 18, she received her private pilot's license, training at the Michaud Brothers U-Fly School in Vancouver. In 1951, while accumulating the required hours for a commercial license, Dawn worked on both instructor and instrument ratings. But the Department of Transport instrument inspector refused to, as he put it, fly with a girl, or necessarily pass her if he was forced to ride with her. Well, told he couldn't legally refuse, he climbed aboard. They landed after another. Then, with his arm around her shoulder, he declared, "She split the runway 3 times in a row, the last time on needleball and airspeed. There's no goddamn way I can fail her." Next, along with 9 young male pilots who had trained with her, Dawn went to an interview with Canadian Pacific Airlines. When Dawn's turn came, the interviewer, thinking he was to interview Dawn, spelled D-O-N, took one look at her and declared he could only offer her the job of stewardess. Well, Dawn, spelled D-A-W-N, walked out the door. Well, in 1951, at age 19, Dawn was instructing on floats in Prince Rupert. Then, accepting a job at half the base pay for males, and after circumventing an attempted insurance company males-only blocking maneuver, Dawn went to work for Associated Air Taxi in Port Alberni. In 1952, given glowing reviews by supporters, she was hired by the prestigious Calgary Flying Club and instructed there for the next 3 years. In 1955, Dawn was hired by Pacific Western Airlines to operate its Whitehorse-based flying school and fly charter as needed. But in 1957, when the PWA pilots were accepted into the Canadian Pilots Association, there was a rule: no women allowed. And Dawn lost her seniority with the company. Well, for the second time, Dawn walked out the door. By 1958, Dawn, now married, co-owned and operated a charter service, flying Cessna and Beaver aircraft throughout the Yukon and the Arctic Islands. Along the way, she got her DC-3 type endorsement, despite the DOT inspector's declaration that no girl could be strong enough to hold a heading on one engine at full power. During the 60s, as Dawn continued flying, her charter service company had grown to become Great Northern Airlines with 20 aircraft and 160 employees. Adding to its other jobs, Great Northern flew scheduled services under contract to PWA. In 1966, Dawn was holding a current airline transport license and flying a DC-3 for the Pacific Western Airlines contract. In the 70s, Dawn retired to Hawaii with her husband Gordon, but kept on flying. In 1992, Dawn, as pilot in command, flew the length of Russia on her first around-the-world trip. This was followed by an ICAO-sponsored around-the-world trip in 1994, Montreal to Montreal, via Vietnam. Then around South America in 1996. And then came the 1997 World Air Games long-distance race from London to Turkey, where Dawn and her husband won the bronze medallion for Canada. Dawn completed this series with the 2001 London to Sydney event. In 2011, Dawn received the Yukon's Transportation Hall of Fame Order of Polaris Award for contributing to the development of aviation in the North. The award cites Dawn's flying experience using floats, skis, and wheels to fly over oceans and mountains in sleet, fog, snow, and the extreme cold of the north. The award says that Dawn broke down gender barriers and helped make flying an accessible dream for today's young women. Well, we couldn't have said it better ourselves. And of course, that's Dawn, spelled D-A-W-N. Ladies and gentlemen, Dawn Bartsch. And presenting her trophy is Anna Pangrazi, president of the Northern Lights Aero Foundation.
Well, thank you very much, ladies, gentlemen. I'm not very good at speaking. Can I just say thank you very, very much?
The microphone is yours. Whatever.